And Julie already pointed out, nobody started with 250,000 points. Earning these points and knowing how to redeem them is a skill set like you've been talking about.
Kind of a quick kind of breakdown here. So a little context, guys. Like Anthony said, I'm a travel advisor here. And so my job is pretty much just to talk to you guys all day. I talk to people who are just starting out to cards and points, brand new, never had a points card before, all the way to people who are advanced experts, taking their family of four all around the world in business class and everywhere in between. So I see what makes people very successful with this. And I see what really holds people back from getting that level of success they're looking for. That's really what I want to focus on here is in my presentation there in the live stream, I'm going to talk about 2 trips that are completely opposite. One had very specific dates and locations, even though the hotel was set, that was not going to change. And another trip that had a little bit of flexibility on, and you're going to see how I was able to make both these trips happen using the JQ strategies here. And so that's the biggest thing I want you guys to pick up from here is these 3 mindset shifts. And once you can make these mindset shifts, you are going to see the deals flowing into where you can't even count, guys. What are the 3 mindset shifts I want you guys to pick up today? Number 1, this is the biggest thing I see holding people back from progress. And that is people think that because they don't have flexibility in their schedule, that they can't do this and they just stop. That is 100% incorrect, guys. There's no such thing as a JGoot trip and a non-JGoot trip. JGoot is a skill set. Like you guys heard, year 1, I took 17 different trips. I'm probably at over 35 plus trips now after being with JGoot. There's not a single trip I've taken where I've not been able to use at least one JGoot strategy on that trip in some form or fashion. So that mindset of, I don't have flexibility in my schedule, this is not going to work, not a mindset to hold back. That's going to hold you back significantly. And you will see why here shortly. Second mindset is luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. This is one of my favorite quotes from Zig Ziglar. I apply this in a lot of areas of my life, but the big thing here I want to point this out, guys, is I hear a lot of people who see these cool business class deals and these really nice hotel rooms. They're just like, hey, this is luck. I know you can't get this consistently. These are just lucky hits. What is it actually like to use points on a consistent basis? These deals aren't luck, guys. I mean, you'll see for myself here as well, showing an example. I found multiple 5-cent business class deals in the same day going to the same location. And that comes from not luck, but preparation. It took time for me to build up the point stash to do that. It took time to build the skill sets so I know how to do my searches. When you have that preparation, things are going to pop up like that as if it was luck. But nobody saw the front end work that went in behind that. And the third mindset shift I want to talk about today, guys, is radical responsibility breeds success. Now, this is not just a mindset shift I use for JGoot. This is something I use in my entire life because I believe that I am in control of essentially everything in my life. My life is a result of the actions I take. It's the same thing here with JGoot, guys. One thing I see a lot that holds people back is they're not taking this seriously. They think somebody's going to drop a business class in their lap or book a penthouse suite for them, and they feel like just by coming to these Monday live streams and watching some videos here and there, it's going to somehow click one day. Not going to happen, guys. Let me show you guys the first trip here. So first trip, Hawaii. I know super popular place. People like to go with their families. And so first thing is the flights. Like I said, not a ton of flexibility there. So I just found the best cash deal I could find on Google Flights, which came out to around $2,000 for all of us. Paid for it, used my CSR, Chase Sapphire Reserve, had a 4X multiplier on that. So I got 8,000 points there. Relatively simple. Now, this is where most people would just be like, yeah, this is all I could find. And so I just went for it, right? Just put the expense on my credit card, got whatever multiplier I got. It is what it is. Travel is expensive, so I don't travel. You don't have to stop here, guys. So this is where the mindset shift comes in of there's no such thing as a non-JGoot trip. And so this is, again, what I'm focusing on. There's 2 sides of the strategy, right? There's earning points and redeeming them. If I cannot redeem points on the trip, I'm going to focus on the other side, which is earning points. How can I get the most amount of points for every dollar I'm spending? And so this is where the golden nugget was hidden per se. So because I didn't stop at I couldn't find a good points deal, let me just put it on the card and call it a day. I knew that in terms of earning points, I need to explore all the different earning multiplier opportunities I'm aware of when I'm making purchases. It's like you guys saw here, I used a third-party portal like Grove Miles. How did I find Grove Miles? I was actually reminded by SaveWise. So we did a live stream last week, guys, on SaveWise. Beautiful tool, has helped me earn hundreds of thousands of points with not spending anywhere close to that out of my own pocket. I got reminded that Grove Miles existed because it just came up I think a couple weeks after I was booking this trip, a couple weeks before I was booking this trip, I got reminded that Grove Miles existed. And Grove Miles is really good, guys, for multipliers on hotels. And then got the 4X as well on top of my Chase Sapphire Reserve, brought me to a total of 159,000 points just on the hotel alone. And so if we're looking at the total trip of Hawaii as just one trip, my total cash out of pocket spent between flights and hotels, $7,500. Total points earned, 167,000. points. So that's an average earn rate of 22 points per dollar. However, guys, the way I look at this is I'm now funding my travel budget. The one thing as well, guys, is I now think of my travel budget as like a travel fund. And there's multiple assets in that fund that get me to travel. For me, I redeem my points at an average of 7 cents per points. And so if you take the 167,000 points I earn, multiply that by 0.07, I essentially just added $11,690, we'll call it 11.5, travel to my travel fund. So I put in $7,500, got 11.5 back. And so that is what you call an investment, guys. Let's keep it rolling, guys. So this is Hawaii, but there's also another like bonus surprise as well. So I think this is really where you guys can see the depth of the skill set. So that brings in the second mindset shift here, which is like luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So again, Storm, wasn't lucky or unlucky, just kind of stayed neutral. It is what it is. I get a lot of opportunities to travel, so I'm not going to like let it ruin the trip. This is time with my family. We're going to make the most out of it as we can. But being prepared on like how this game works, what hotels are looking for, what they're charging me for, allowed me to flip the presentation into negotiation on our own. So again, being prepared and knowing, okay, most people have been like, yeah, I'd rather just take the $1,000 credit off my card, but I knew I was going to get a lot more for it by just keeping the miles with road. Now, this also leads into trip number 2, guys. So that was a trip where very specific dates, specific locations, specific hotels locked in. Now, trip number 2 still had more specific dates, specific locations to an extent, but I had a little bit of flexibility. But this is also where kind of the growth happens as well. This is a big thing I want people to understand is this is a compounding skill set. That also comes with leverage too. This is where mindset number 3, guys, comes into play. Radical responsibility breeds success. Nobody did this for me. Nobody was going to do it for me. I didn't take any handouts. Nobody's like, hey guys, like AJ, you're a young guy. You're pretty cool. Let me just drop this business class seat in your lap. I had to understand that, hey, there's a system out here that works, guys. It's up to me. I had to take a responsibility to like learn the system for myself. So when it came to the 40% transfer bonus, it was responsible for finding my flights at the best rate. So I was looking. And so when an opportunity popped up, I jumped on those. Nobody told me about a sweet upgrade award. You can't just go buy those. I built a community around me that has access to things like this. So when they pop up, I can take advantage of those. I have a network of people that help me out. Nobody negotiated the timeshare price for me. I was prepared to flip the conversation because I had an understanding of points and my confidence in my ability to use points and not everybody sway me based on the results I've gotten from there too. Nobody called Virgin Atlantic for me, guys, and asked the questions. I knew what questions I asked based on research and talking to people as well. And so it all comes down to, guys, like if you want to make these trips happen and you want to travel in this way, just take responsibility for it. It's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you're being honest with yourself about that. What's not okay is continuing to make the same mistakes over and over again when you know you should be doing something different, but you're making the same mistakes because you're not being honest about yourself. That is where you're not going to make any progress, you get frustrated, and you tell yourself the system doesn't work, and you go back to what you're doing before because it's the path of least resistance. That's most comfortable for you. This is going to be uncomfortable, guys, to get to this position. It is for everybody.
I'd love to, as a part of this, I'd love it if you kind of address this in what you're talking about here, but there's a lot of chat from multiple people about struggling with earning multipliers. AJ, you're talking about 250,000 points. I don't have anywhere near that. I don't know how to earn that. And Julie already pointed out, nobody started with 250,000 points. Earning these points and knowing how to redeem them is a skill set like you've been talking about.
How do you want to learn the skill set? You've made the decision to yourself, I want to learn this. I want to start traveling like this. How do I want to go about this? So you really have two pathways to get here, guys. One is a self-study approach. So we have the book, we have the vault, we have these monthly live streams, and so you can learn it on your own. I've talked to plenty of people, guys, who've been very successful with those routes. But again, this is where the honesty comes in as well. You have to be honest with yourself about what it's going to take to get there in a self-study approach. Or you have option B. And this is the option I chose to go down, guys, because again, very honest with myself. I wanted to travel. I saw what JGU had to offer. I said, I'm going to learn this. But as someone who's learned a lot of skill sets, I know what I had the discipline to follow through on and what I don't. And things that involve like my income and my job, I have the discipline to follow through on and can do a very self-study based approach. Other things like travel, which I wasn't super serious about at the time I found JGU, things like my health. I know when things get tough, I'm not going to follow through on them. So I need to hire a coach. And you have to find somebody to keep me accountable. So that is why I joined the lounge.
What exactly happens in the lounge? What can you tell us? I know there's a lot to it, but what can you tell us in a 30-second snapshot here with 500 captive audience ears here?
Yeah, so I think the best way, guys, that can kind of break down a lounge is it's where you are working with our coaches, Joel, directly to help build a system for you to earn points at the fastest you can and get the best value for your points. And you learn through interactive learning. So some of you guys may be in the book, in the vault. It's very much general information. You go through trying to figure out what works for you, learn through trial and error. In the vault, you're sitting with coaches. They're analyzing the situation, telling you exactly what to do and why you should be doing it. So it cuts your learning curve down significantly because they're just telling you, do this, do this, do this. And you get there much faster because you don't have to go through the pain yourself and figuring out what works and what doesn't.
Can I earn points paying for the lounge?
Good question, Linda. Good question. This is the way to think about it, guys. Not necessarily with the lounge, but with every expense you're going to make on your card, how can I earn points with it? Or what's the best way to earn points?
Yeah.
Definitely can earn points on your purchase with the lounge. And we have a few ways to work it to where we can get a multiplier more than 1x. Depending on your situation to it. That's something we can break down on the call as well. So we get a better idea of what you're working with card-wise and what we're going to move forward with here.
Absolutely.